Hey everyone, in this video I'm doing my 11th month update for my designs with Design with Detour. For those of you that don't know, I've been doing a design a day each day for 2024 using AI. So the first thing I did was made these prompts, prompt a day so I can follow along, or you can follow along as well. And I made over 350 designs now, and these are all of them. Here's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and now November. I put all of these on print-on-demand sites. These ones right here, Amazon, TeePublic, and Redbubble. And I'm gonna show you what I sold throughout the year. But in this video, I'm gonna show you what I sold in November. You can look at my other videos where I do a recap for the other months before. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you Redbubble first, then TeePublic, then Amazon, and at the end I'm gonna share with you my thoughts on how it's going so far and what you should be doing if you're following along. All right, so here I am on Redbubble. If you've seen my videos before, you know the way that I'm checking is that I go down here and look at my work. This is my portfolio of designs. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I have a lot more designs on Redbubble that I didn't do in 2024. I started Redbubble a lot longer, but I'm only tracking 2024 ones. So the best way I know how is to go by one and look. So you can see a lot of these don't have sales yet because I just put them on. But if I go through more and more, hopefully go through the other pages, I'll see maybe a 1 here or 2 here and then count those as a sale for November. Now I'm going to count all of them as well. So you're going to see, I'm going to show you at the end how many sales I made so far in 2024. But I'm also going to show you in November because I think it's interesting. We're in Q4 right now, and this should be the highest, I should say in quote, the highest sales month of the year. So let's go. I'm going to count these all up and I'll show you what I found, and let's see if it is the highest sales month of the year this year with my Design with Detour designs. So sadly, I counted them all up, and these were the only sales I got in November with my Design with Detour designs made with AI. And so you can see Black Sheep, I'm Stuff. Hopefully they got this for Thanksgiving. And then Coding Wizard, I'm guessing, is a t-shirt. I bet both of these are designs. None of them were stickers, but both of these are designs for a gift or something, I'm hoping. And luckily that they both weren't, none of them were stickers, so my profit for these three was $14.25, which is pretty good considering just 3. But I was hoping, since it's November, that I would have way more than 3, somewhere in the 100 range. I don't know if that's asking too much, but let's look at what sold throughout the whole year and kind of see where I think it should have been, seeing the graph. All right, so this is the graph for the whole year. I've been keeping track since January, and I'll move my face up here so you can see, maybe right there. And then look at that. So January and February didn't get any sales because I just I'm adding a design a day, right? But by this point, by November, I have around 350 designs, and you would think that I would get more than 13. 13 in August, 12 in April. In Q4, I should get something around here, right? Like it should go up, 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 up. I was hoping to get somewhere in the 20s, maybe 30s, but we got 3 designs. I don't know what's going on. These are new designs. I did sell a lot more of my old designs, but maybe these designs, these AI designs, aren't working with Redbubble or whatever it is. There's something going on with Redbubble. Either it's my designs or maybe it's just not showing up or whatever. But I am selling some old designs on here on Redbubble. I'm not just getting 3 designs total for everything, but only 3 for my Design with Detour, the designs I made since January of 2024. So really sad. Hopefully TeePublic does better. So that's a great segue. Oh, one thing I think I should show you is all the designs that I've made sales with on Redbubble so far. So let me do that. All right, so these are the designs from Design with Detour that have sold on Redbubble so far. So you can see some pop culture stuff, RPG stuff, and you know, some things did sell, some things did hit, but overall I didn't get a ton of sales on here, and these are some of the last 2 on here. So some funny things I think do well, but not everything's selling on here, and the one that sold the most was this one, which was a pop culture. This was second and third, but I guess I could make more like this, but overall pretty sad. I was hoping for more and I didn't get more, so we'll see. I have some thoughts on this. I'll save that till the end, but let's take a look at TeePublic. All right, so here I am on TeePublic. By the way, I didn't mention this. If you're new to print on demand, both TeePublic and Redbubble are free to join. You can sign up and start putting on your designs right away, and it doesn't cost you anything. So you can look more into it. That's really the basics of it, but there's more to it, obviously, but absolutely free to start, and you can put more stuff on it as you wish. So here's the ones that I added on here. You can see my latest ones, and these also have 0 sold, 0 sold, a lot of them on the first page, because again, these are the new ones. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did with Redbubble. I'm going to scroll down. When I find one that I didn't sell in November, or that I did sell in November, I'm going to add that to the list. And hopefully, crossing fingers, this one's actually better than Redbubble. I can't see it being worse than Redbubble. 3 sales. It's got to be more than 3 sales. So we'll take a look at that. I'll show you what I sold on TeePublic and look at the designs, and same thing. I'm going to show you what I sold for the whole year as well, to kind of see what things sell well, and did it do the graph? Like, is it going up and up and up with that graph too? So let's take a look at that. All right, so I counted them all up, and this is what I sold on TeePublic. Way more than 3, which is great. I'm gonna move myself here so you can see all the designs here. 32 sales, I should probably move that here. And these are the ones that I sold, and I put them in order here so you can kind of see. I sold 5 of these, which is good in November. This is just November sales. Lumpia, and a lot of these I'm guessing are gifts. As you can see, TeePublic, people like the designs I do on TeePublic, or at least my designs fit the audience for TeePublic more than the audience for Redbubble. These are the kinds of things that sell well on TeePublic, and I'm guessing those designs that I've done, these same designs don't do well on Redbubble for whatever reason. Different audience, right? And I don't know if these were t-shirts or what product these sold. I keep trying to download their stats on what it is, so I'm just going to assume that all these 32 sales were t-shirts and I got $4 from them, but they're probably not. But at $4, 32 sales times 4 is $128. At the highest, I made $128 with all these. At the lowest, you know, could be $2 per sale, so half that. So but I'm really excited that there are 32 sales. So let's take a look at the graph, and let's see if did this go up and up and up like we predicted for Q4. At least it should be for Q4, right? All right, so here's the graph for TeePublic, very similar to Redbubble. I didn't get any sales January and February, which is fine because I just uploaded those there. But you can see this one actually is a little bit more like going up and up. Like, I should have got more than 40 in November because of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, actually Cyber Monday is in December, but you get the idea. The more shopping days in November than in September, right? So for whatever reason, September was higher, but if you drew like a line right through here, it's a lot closer to this kind of thing than Redbubble was. So I'm kind of happy for it. I would be happier if it was up here, but I'm not mad that it's, you know, lower than October. It should be higher than October, and it's actually the second highest. I just had some really good things happen here, and basically this is what happens on print on demand. You kind of go up and down, but overall you want to see it go up and up and up, and that's what TeePublic is doing here. Over 66 designs sold total for 2024, 160 sales total, and total again timesing by 4, just this by 4 is 652 approximately. So I want to show you also all the designs that sold well. These are going to be more designs, all the 66 designs that sold for me on TeePublic, so you can kind of get an idea of what's selling, at least for me, on TeePublic. So here are all the designs that sold for me in TeePublic since January. These are just, again, my design with Detour, the ones I made with AI. Here, 27 sold on this one, and I put the highest one on the top and the lowest on the bottom, but you can see these are some of my top sellers for this year for design with Detour. And you can see, look at all of these. These are all made with AI, and they sell, so AI does work on TeePublic and Redbubble, but take a look at these. Lot more designs sold on TeePublic than did on Redbubble. So there's all of them right there. Now, I think this is great. So now, I would suggest that you guys do this too, is keep track of your bestsellers, because you can use this data, not only what sold, how many it sold, but what kinds of things sold, so that you can make something similar. So in this case, Baltimore, Charm City, maybe there's another city that has a nickname, right? And you can put some kind of graphic in here and do something similar. If that's sold 27, why not try something else that's similar? All right, let me show you, let's go to Amazon now, and I'll show you how I got that data. So here I am on Amazon Merch on Demand. I'm using an app called Pretty Merch Pro. You can get this with a Chrome extension, and I'm using this tab, Products, so you can see this. So you can sell on Amazon for free, just like TeePublic and Redbubble. The only difference is you have to apply for Amazon, and they don't accept everyone. It's kind of hit and miss, luck of the draw, whatever it is. I can't seem to figure it out. So a lot of people are like, why can't I get on Amazon? I think if I had to guess, Amazon has a cap of how many people they let in, and because thousands of people are trying to get in, not everybody does, so you have to keep trying. But if you are lucky enough to get on Amazon, then you can sell on here as well, and they have t-shirts and other products. I'm going to show you some of the products that I sold, but first let me show you the nice thing about Pretty Merch Pro Plus is that you can come in here and we can say create a date. We're only looking at designs that I created after January 24, not my whole list. I started Amazon Merch on Demand in 2017, so I have thousands, literally 13,000 plus designs on here, but I'm only gonna do from January, the design with Detour. Now I also uploaded more than just these since this year, since January, so I'm gonna have to kind of filter that as well, but this is gonna get me close. Has sold, yes, and my last sale date will be after, we're just doing November, right? So November 1st. There you go. So with all of that, it's going to filter it down, and nicely I can scroll through the whole thing and count them all up. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you exactly what I sold on Amazon. And hopefully, again, it's more than TeePublic and more than Redbubble. It's got to be more than Redbubble because it was only 3. But let's see if it can beat TeePublic this time and get more sales in Q4. So this should be the best month for Amazon as well. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I counted them all up, and here they are. I actually made 33 sales, so just one over the TeePublic. I'll move my face over here. You can see a lot of different products here. So not just t-shirts, so throw pillows. I got phone cases, pop sockets. So there are a lot of different things that I couldn't tell what I sold on TeePublic because it didn't work, but I can actually go in like I did with this one with Pretty Merch Pro and see exactly what product sold, how much it sold for, and everything. And so I got the exact profit for these 33 sales. A lot of them are over $4 profit, so that's why this profit was a lot higher than the TeePublic one. Some of these are a little lower, but overall they're more than $4 profit, somewhere near the $5 range. So I love that I can also sell in different marketplaces. So you can see this one's in France, Spain, Germany, and Japan here. So a lot more in the United States, but I put it on all the products, on all the marketplaces, just to give myself a better chance of getting a sale, and it worked. I would advise you to do that if you're on Amazon, to do that. It doesn't take that much longer, but you can get some sales. Like I got 6 sales here in Spain, so that's pretty cool. And here is the graph for Amazon. As you can see, it is going up and up, and you actually got sales in February, unlike the other two where I didn't get sales in January, February. Amazon actually got me sales right away, or at least a month later. And take a look, it is going up and up and up, so that trajectory is right on, and it is my highest month on Amazon. So yay, actually going up in the right direction. I was hoping this would be in the hundreds, but I'm glad that it's actually going up, so that is a good way for it to go. And here are all the designs that I sold on Amazon. I actually did this one a little different than I did TeePublic and Redbubble, mostly because I wanted to see what marketplace it sold on and how much I made. and kind of calculate how much is that in yen and so on. So take a look at these. Very similar to TeePublic. You can see a lot of the same things, but some of them are different too. So you can see this one's different and so on. So yeah, I think these are really good, and all the products, so I can see that. So like I said, I would keep track of all the things that you sold, where you sold them, and kind of have something like this so you can see what to do next and maybe raise your prices, or, you know, again, like this Baltimore Charm City, like I said, you could do another design similar to that with a different city and different things on there. Same thing with a lot of these other ones. All right, so just to recap, here are all of them: Redbubble, TeePublic, and Amazon for November. So these are the November totals. Only $14.25, so sad, on Redbubble in November. $128 TeePublic, at $133, just slightly more on Amazon. So total profit for November for these three, with the design with Detour, again, these just are the designs this year, only $275.76, so not great. I was hoping this would be in the thousands by now, maybe even 500 would have been great, but a lot lower than I thought for Q4 or for November. And these are the totals for the whole year from January again to November, just with design with Detour, those designs that I made with AI. Over 1,000, 1,400, so that's not bad. I mean, if you look at the whole thing, having an extra 1,500 a year just by doing a design a day, that, you know, that's pretty cool. And again, these guys, all you have to do is put your designs on there and they do all the work. So you're not, you know, looking for emails, trying to ship things. These are probably the most passive of the print on demand. There's other ways to do print on demand, but these are probably the most passive, which probably is the reason why they're a lot lower too, because I'm not doing ads and not sending emails and all of that stuff. These are just uploading designs and hoping that I get sales. So there you go. Those are all the sales that I did for November on Redbubble, TeePublic, and Amazon. I wanted to close with a couple more things though, just to help you along. So if you got them this far and you've sold or tried selling design with Detour just like I did from January to November and getting very little sales, and you're looking at these print on demand sites, what I would do if you did it like me and put it on all these three, now you have the data to figure out which one to concentrate on. So I would narrow it down now. If I did this for my first year, I would actually narrow it down and pick one of these to concentrate on, just so that you have more time and can do more designs. Instead of doing one design for each of these print on demand sites, you could do 3 designs for one print on demand site and really help that print on demand site grow. So in my case, I would probably get rid of Redbubble because it's so low. I would focus my attention on either TeePublic or Amazon Merch on Demand. Now, if you are having trouble getting onto Amazon Merch on Demand, which a lot of people do, you probably should focus on TeePublic then, if your designs are reflecting the same as mine. If you actually are selling more on Redbubble, do Redbubble. If you're actually doing more designs on TeePublic, do TeePublic. You see what I'm saying? So use your data, don't just use my data, whatever data works for you. And then I would go back and look at what kinds of designs are selling for each one. So I'm gonna go back and show you, we already seen what sold well for TeePublic and Amazon, but I'm gonna show you what I would do in this case to kind of step it up and go to the next step. Okay, so we're back here, all my designs. This is TeePublic again. So I'm looking at TeePublic. Let's say you chose TeePublic from the data. It looks like that's a good choice. They're both kind of, at least for me, they're both kind of even. Amazon and TeePublic were selling a lot. 30 designs here, well, a lot relatively. 30 designs in November for TeePublic, or 32, right? And then 33 on Amazon. So they're very similar. But what I would do next is look at your data, what sold, and then start writing down the topics that actually worked for you. So here I have artists, right? Animals, you got beaver and chicken and panther and goose, right? Cities, we got Baltimore, Washington is a state, US state, and so on. So I would just list the things that worked well for me or for you. In this case, these worked well for me. These could work well for you too. But if your data is supporting it and saying that your food designs do really well on TeePublic, do more food designs, right? So these are the ones that I'm doing: artists, animals, cartoons, cities, food, gaming, holidays, Japanese, you see that one, kawaii, of course, music, outdoors, pop culture, puns, reading, sports, US states, 80s and 90s, because I think like this is kind of 80s related, pop culture, 70s actually here, 90s here, and so on. So again, these are the ones that worked well for me on TeePublic, and I think those could work well for you too. If you actually have the data, then do what works well for you with the data that you have. I'm going to go over to the ones that sold well for me on Amazon, and I'll show you the list that I made. They're slightly different, but I think it can help. All right, so here's the Amazon one that I made. So I have animals as well, but I also have blank awareness, because I also saw that there's like autism awareness and you know, diabetes awareness, and those kinds of things work well on Amazon that didn't work well on TeePublic. Cartoons, again, cities, food, funny sayings, same. All of these. Motivational sayings was something that was different on here that worked well on Amazon that I didn't see work on TeePublic, right? And then the last one here is USA. So a lot of USA flags you can see here, and some other ones where there were USA stuff. So there's the heart disease awareness, autism awareness, you can see. And then some of these USA states and cities and things like that do well. Yeah, I think those did well for me. And I also noticed, oh, there, America, right, USA. So little bit different. They're not always going to be the same, different audience again, but I would say now that you have the data, almost a full year's worth of data, use that data to help you make better decisions so that you get a better chance of getting sales. It's not going to guarantee that you're going to get sales, but you know, if something sold well for you, the chances of it selling well for you again with something similar is a lot higher. And one more thing to note, I did say do something similar, and that could be scale designs, except that TeePublic, if you're going the TeePublic route, TeePublic and Redbubble do not like scale designs. Don't just do mom, dog dad, dog child, dog, you know, all the, and look the same. They don't like that exactly. So you could change, like I said, Baltimore to another state and change the graphic and then change the thing and make it look similar. That's not necessarily scale designs. The scale designs are just changing a word or changing a graphic slightly and not changing the whole thing. So if they look too similar, TeePublic and Redbubble don't like that, but Amazon doesn't matter. You can put as many scale designs and different designs on there. So that's one benefit of going the Amazon route. You can definitely do a lot more scale designs a lot faster and upload a lot quicker, assuming you get in and assuming you can get through those tiers a lot faster. There is kind of a limit with the tiers in the beginning, but as you get more and more, you know, the tiers actually don't matter. If you're in tier 2,000, 5,000, 100,000, you have so many slots open that you can do some of those scale designs. So hopefully this video is really helpful for you. You can see how it went, the real numbers that I have. Everybody's going to be different. Yours may be higher, yours may be lower, but take a look at your data, and I think it's a good thing to do this for a whole year to try and figure out what's working well for you, and then get the data and go back and do something that works well for you, because you know it does with the data. So thanks again for watching. If you want to see my other ones that I did for my previous months, I'll put it in a whole playlist right here, so you can go back and watch, you know, month 8, month 9, month 10, and so on, and see how it's going and learn from those as well. Thanks again for watching, and as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.